Our reading this week comes from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 12, verses 28 through 34. Jesus is speaking with people, teaching as usual. One of the scribes came near and heard them disputing with one another, and seeing that he, Jesus, answered them well, he asked him, "Which commandment is the first of all?" Jesus answered, "The first is, 'Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength. The second is this, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than these." Then the scribe said to him, "You are right, teacher. You have truly said that he is one, and beside him there is no other. And to love him with all the heart, and with all the understanding, and with all the strength, and to love one's neighbor as oneself. This is much more than all whole burnt offerings and sacrifices." When Jesus saw that he answered wisely, he said to him, "You are not far from the kingdom of God." After that, no one dared to ask him any question. This ends our reading of the gospel. Please join me in prayer. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of our hearts be pleasing to you, O God, our rock and our Redeemer. Amen. Obviously, I think these are very important words. It is an important commandment, not a suggestion. We are commanded, ordered, required to love. We must love God and our neighbor, but there's also another love tucked into those commandments. We must love ourselves. Some of us find that more challenging than others. Some of us could almost get away with not loving our neighbors if our standard was really loving them in the same way and the same amount as we love ourselves. But that is not what Jesus meant, and it isn't what God meant. We are to love God, love self, and love all others. No loopholes, just love. There are a lot of versions of the Serenity Prayer. The prayer itself is very beautiful, but it inspires people to personalize it and make it suit their needs for the time. I came across a version that's really appropriate for this week's scripture reading. It's by Eleanor Brown. "Grant me the serenity to stop beating myself up for not doing things perfectly, the courage to forgive myself because I'm working on doing better, and the wisdom to know that you already love me just the way I am." It is not conceited to love yourself. It's something God expects of you. You are amazing. You are wondrously created. You are a reflection of a piece of the image of God. You should love you. God loves you, so you must be lovable. And who are you to argue with God? Love you. And now that you have that issue straight and you're loving yourself, you get to share that amazing love with everyone else. And that's what it is, sharing. The love you find for yourself is first given to you by God, and then you give it to yourself. And now that you're filled with God's love, you can give some of it away. God love is our foundation. Regardless of what we're feeling in any given moment, God loves us and pours that love out on us and into us continuously without limits. Endless supplies of God love fill us and surround us. Loving others should be an easy thing, something that's very natural to us. But our life experiences and our influences from other people, media, all the things which we watch and listen to, can make loving others challenging. Barbara Brown Taylor says, "The hardest spiritual work in the world is to love the neighbor as the self, to encounter another human being not as someone you can use, change, fix, help, save, enroll, convince, or control, but simply as someone who can spring you from the prison of yourself if you'll allow it." Isn't that interesting, to see our limitations in loving someone else as our own prison? trap ourselves when we refuse to love our neighbors. Love frees us to be a great big giant hunk of awesomeness that God created us to be, instead of being suspicious or distrusting or angry or even hateful little pieces of nothing. Loving our neighbor isn't about controlling them or converting them to our way of thinking. It's just loving them. We don't have that much success trying to convince people to think the way we think anyway, so we may as well just love them and let them see us being loving people toward everyone else. We all know that the best sermons are the ones we see in action, not the ones we hear. Be a living lesson in loving like God. Let the way you live your life be the lessons you teach. Love others so much that they want to be more like you. Loving God, loving self, loving others includes loving the things God loves. It includes environmental care, caring for animals, caring for less fortunate, for strangers, working for justice, working for peace, championing equal rights for all people. God must love the earth. God takes amazing care of it. Loving God and loving our neighbors means we should care for the earth too. When I was a kid, there was this really amazing product. It was just the best. Your dad could take some of it, mix it with water, put it in a sprayer, spread it all around the yard, and bam, no mosquitoes. It was awesome. It was better than sliced bread. Until fish started dying and birds quit reproducing, and scientists figured out that amazing product was toxic to the environment. Then we had to choose between loving the earth and enjoying the outdoors without mosquito bites. We had to choose birds and fish. When you know better, you must do better. That is living the great commandment. No more magic DDT spray, and we went back to swatting mosquitoes, because loving God means loving God's creation. A few years ago, I went from a wonderful, powerful, dream-to-drive 8-cylinder engine to my awesome little baby car Prius hybrid. I reduced my contribution to polluting the environment substantially with that change. Much less fossil fuel consumption and much less exhaust emission. Still, I like to drive just a little tiny bit over the 70-mile-per-hour speed limit on the expressway. I'm working on changing that habit, because if I stay at 70 or less, I use less gas. It reduces my fuel consumption, and it obeys the law. It feels slow to me, but for most trips, it isn't really a noticeable difference in drive time. It's the environmentally responsible thing to do. It also will help my little Aiden learn that the speed limit really is the speed limit. Lately, he's been asking the question, so if the speed limit is 30, how fast can you go? If the speed limit is 55, how fast can you go? If the speed limit is 70, how fast can you go? You can go at least 5 miles over, right? We need to set another example. Love demands we make choices and that we choose the greater good. The same comes true in our society. When we know better, we must do better. For the biggest share of our history as a nation, women, African Americans, Asian Americans, and indigenous people did not have the right to vote. Bit by bit, we learned that was not right. Bit by bit, we added voting rights. Loving our neighbor means equality. It's a Micah 6:8 thing. What does the Lord require of you, O mortal? To do justice, loving kindness, and walk humbly with your God. It is not politics. It is a matter of faith. Loving God is making sure all the people God loves are treated with justice. We still have work to do so that all people are equal in our society. Now that we know better than to discriminate, we must keep working to do better. The day after tomorrow is Election Day. It's important. I believe very strongly in the wisdom of separating church and state, But that doesn't mean separating on an individual level our own personal faith from our thinking. When you vote, be sure to vote with your faith. Vote as a child of God. Vote as a person who loves the way God loves. Vote as a person who follows the great commandment and who embraces Micah 6:8. Love wins. If love doesn't win, the situation has not been resolved yet. Love wins. It is our job to make sure that happens. As God's beloved, we are tasked to be love. Wherever we see an absence of love, it is our job to pour love into the cracks and crevices until that void overflows with pure, beautiful, sparkling God love. Let us live with the abundance Jesus promised us. As the beloved, let us be love. Amen.